Hello friends. It's been 29 years since Braveheart swept the Academy Awards, winning 5 Oscars for director and star Mel Gibson. Then the hottest commodity in Hollywood, Braveheart was very much a historical-based war epic that could only be made in the 90s. The film did manage to sport a pretty great ensemble cast. But where are they now? In this video I will see how actors of the movie Braveheart have changed. You will know their original names and age. I will show you how they looked then in 1995 and how they look now in 2024. Okay, let's go. Mel Gibson as William Wallace. Born January 3, 1956. Mel Gibson plays the iconic role of William Wallace at 39 age. The Scottish warrior and leader who leads the charge for Scottish independence against the English in the late 13th century. In 1995, Mel Gibson was already one of Hollywood's most coveted actors. The star had long broken into the industry by playing the title character in Mad Max, 1979. By the time he landed the role of William Wallace in Braveheart, he had already starred in 3 Lethal Weapons. Now he is 68 age. Patrick McGoohan as King Edward I, aka the Longshanks. Born March 19, 1928. His steely glare served him well as Braveheart's Hammer of the Scots, aka the movie's antagonist. King Edward the Longshanks at 67 age. Before he starred as King Edward I, Patrick McGoohan had a decades-long career. He was known for playing spies and secret agents and was briefly considered for the role of James Bond. Sadly, McGoohan passed away after a brief illness in 2009 at 80 age before a proposed big-budget movie remake of The Prisoner could come to fruition. Angus Macfadyen as Robert the Bruce. Born 1963. As Robert the Bruce, King of Scots from 1306 to 1329. He led Scotland during the Wars of Scottish Independence against England at 32 age. As Angus Macfadyen, he was once engaged to Catherine Zeta-Jones, an achievement equal in its glory. Braveheart was Macfadyen's big break. Prior to landing the role of Robert the Bruce, he mostly appeared in smaller TV roles. He's even scheduled to reprise his role of Robert the Bruce for an eponymous Netflix-backed film based on the real-life Scottish war hero. Macfadyen is directed and starring in an adaptation of William Shakespeare's Hamlet. Now he is 67 age. Brendan Gleeson as Hamish. Born March 29, 1955. As William Wallace's childhood friend Hamish at 30 age, Brendan Gleeson gave Braveheart some much-needed levity. And he's been doing just that in the years since. Prior to Braveheart, Gleeson played Leslie Perry in the short-lived British drama The Lifeboat. Gleeson has won a number of awards since Braveheart, earning 3 IFTA awards, 2 BAFTA awards, and an Emmy. His 4 sons Rory, Fergus, Brian, and Domhnall Gleeson are all also actors. Now he is 69 age. Brian Cox as Argyle Wallace. Born June 1, 1946. Brian Cox plays Argyle Wallace at 49 age, the uncle of William Wallace, who is portrayed by Mel Gibson. Argyle is a seasoned warrior and an important character in the early part of the film. He is a loyal figure to his nephew, offering guidance and support in his quest for freedom against the English. Brian Cox was a seasoned actor by the time he landed on Braveheart. He was the first ever actor to portray Hannibal Lecter in Manhunter. Cox is an Emmy Award-winning action movie legend. His acting credits top 200. Now he is 78 age. Alan Armstrong as Mornay. Born July 17, 1946. Alan Armstrong plays the character of Mornay at 49 age. A Scottish nobleman who initially appears to be an ally of William Wallace in his fight for freedom against English oppression. Mornay is portrayed as a somewhat cautious, self-interested character who, despite his initial support for Wallace's rebellion, ultimately betrays him. Now he is 78 age. Sophie Marceau as Princess Isabel. Born on November 17, 1966 in Paris. As Princess Isabel at 29 age, she caught Macmel's eye. and her exquisite beauty served her well in movies like A Midsummer Night's Dream and the 1997 version of Anna Karenina starring Sean Bean. After Braveheart, Marceau starred in a James Bond film. She played the villainous Bond girl Elektra King in The World Is Not Enough. But the role of complex heiress Elektra King was to be her last in a major Hollywood film. Now she is 56 age. Catherine McCormack as Mara McClano. Born April 3, 1972. Plucky Braveheart bride Mara McClano was not long for this world. But actress Catherine McCormack proved she had staying power while affirming she was 23 age. McCormack has upped the ante since her Braveheart days. She also starred across from Brad Pitt in Spy Games, 2001. She followed Mel's Celtic epic with roles in high-profile movies like Spy Game opposite Robert Redford and 28 Weeks Later, opposite Robert Carlyle. McCormack tried her hand at theatre and played the role of Mrs. Robinson in a West Yorkshire Playhouse production of The Graduate. Now she is 52 age. James Cosmo as Campbell. Born 1947. James Cosmo plays the character of Campbell at 48 age. A loyal Scottish warrior and ally of William Wallace. Campbell is one of the key figures who joins Wallace in his fight for Scottish independence against English rule. James Cosmo was born into a showbiz family. His father is actor James Copeland, who played Mackay in the 1954 film The Seekers. After Braveheart, James Cosmo worked on some seriously important films. He played Mr. Renton in Trainspotting, 1996. Cosmo also had the chance to star in one of TV's biggest shows, until he was killed off in 2013. The actor played Commander Jeor Mormont on Game of Thrones. Now he is 77 age. Tommy Flanagan as Angus. Born July 3, 1965. Tommy Flanagan plays the character of Angus at 30 age. A Scottish warrior and one of William Wallace's loyal companions. Angus is depicted as a tough, battle-hardened fighter who stands by Wallace in his quest for Scottish independence. When Tommy Flanagan landed the role of Morrison in Braveheart. Since Braveheart, Tommy Flanagan became an action movie star with credits in Gladiator, 2000. Alien vs. Predator, 2004. Now he is 59 age. Sean McGinley as Seamus. Born March 1, 1956. Sean McGinley plays the character of Seamus at 39 age. A Scottish soldier and one of the key companions of William Wallace. Seamus is a loyal ally to Wallace and joins him in the fight for Scottish independence against the English. Braveheart was McGinley's big break. Sean McGinley originally planned to be a secondary school teacher. Sean McGinley's career boomed after Braveheart. Today he's known for playing titular TV roles like a pedophilic priest in The Fall as well as the private investigator Malachy on Republic of Doyle. Now he is 68 age. David O'Hara as Stephen. Born July 9, 1965. David O'Hara plays the character of Stephen at 30 age. A Scottish warrior who becomes one of William Wallace's most loyal and fearless companions. Stephen is portrayed as a wild and slightly eccentric fighter, known for his fierce devotion to the cause and his unwavering support of Wallace's mission to gain Scottish independence from English rule. He also got the chance to reconnect with Braveheart co-star Brendan Gleeson in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 1, 2010, where he played Albert Runcorn. Now he is 59 age. James Robinson as young William Wallace. James Robinson was just 10 years old when he played a younger version of Mel Gibson's William Wallace before the character grows up to be the legendary freedom fighter played by Mel Gibson. Robinson chose to have a normal childhood and returned to Hollywood as an adult. In 2016, he nabbed the role of Greg Enders in the Golden Globe. Now he is 39 age. Peter Hanley as Prince Edward. Born 1964. The Irish actor's character in the film was seen as a weak one who was clearly unfit to lead after his father and provided a stark foil to William Wallace's alpha male persona. Now he is 60 age.